Welcome to the Infamous.
What would y'all do if we were like, if things got so bad we were drafted into the military?
Oh, God.
Right now at our age.
Dude, first off, it would take forever for them to get to us. Because
okay, we're not talking about that. We're just saying they've done it.
Okay.
Somehow they've done it.
Okay, so you're saying they've done it. Like it's
Yeah.
it's some sort of catastrophe happens or there's global war and for whatever
Yeah.
reason it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
nuclear.
We
And
need more people.
we
They
need
ran out.
more people to
Yeah.
run into the bombs.
Yeah.
And we've drafted the 18-year-olds. We've
Right.
drafted the
We've run out of
20-year-olds.
kids. Yeah.
We've drafted the 30-year-olds. They're all dead.
No, this sounds like a good movie, dude. Yeah.
We've gotten to the
Yeah.
45-year-olds
Right. Yeah.
and above.
And we're going to save it. We're going
and
to turn
we're
it
going
around.
to save it.
You know why? Because we're feral.
And we grew up without the damn internet.
Yeah. We
So-
drink out of water hoses.
Stupid.
We already have radiation poison.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like a nightmare scenario
Right?
for me, though. It's like,
Mike is like, it's a
And
nightmare.
then our
because-
dads
I
are
don't
just
know.
looking at us like, y'all better step up.
because we're next.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, well, if they're dependent on the 60-year-olds, we got a space cowboy situation going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, war kind of freaks me out, though. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, of
That's
course.
not something.
Oh no, they used to scare us, when we were kids during the Cold War.
Damn,
I mean that was a
y'all are
thing
old.
because
Damn.
it wasn't as bad as
Yeah.
when it first started. Because we were alive when the Berlin Wall was still up, and
Yup. I remember that.
I remember when it came down. When
I didn't understand it.
No, I didn't understand it
I was
either.
like,
I think my parents had shown us that movie Night Crossing. Do you remember this? This was
No.
like a movie that
Oh,
went
yeah.
around the churches,
yeah, I think so.
and it was about this family that
Snuck
escaped
out.
from East Berlin to West Berlin. I think in a hot air balloon or something at night. And it was like, I don't even think they were Christians. I don't think it was like a Christian movie, but it was some it was like an inspirational story.
Inspiration, redemption story.
Yes, exactly. And they were a big fan of those. So
Yeah.
I don't think I could handle war, like actual combat.
I wouldn't want to be like the peasant that's not in the war, but has the troops marching through my backyard.
Uh-huh.
That would be rough, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
That's like
you got your kids hiding under the floorboards.
You also kind of don't know how you'll react until it happens, too.
That's
Like,
true.
What if
Absolutely.
it happens and you just like kind of like
Yeah.
snap and you become a
that's a-
badass or something. You just don't know.
That's a great point because
You know?
I've encountered stressful situations
Yeah.
in my day. I'm nothing like war by any means. I've been in car accidents and things, and like
Yeah.
I feel like I've never like wet myself or shit myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't like in a corner like
You
shaking.
weren't panicked.
I wasn't. Your adrenaline is fucking on
Yeah.
fire, and your blood is pumping throughout your body. But I don't want to say it's almost like a high, but it's almost like a high. Like it's like there's that movie Crash where they basically run their cars purposefully into each other and then have sex.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, that's not what I thought you were
Dude,
talking about.
check it. It's an interesting
Okay.
movie. I'm just saying.
All right.
Just check it out. David Cronenberg. It's really well done. It's not like a
Cronenberg. Okay.
porn or anything. It's actually like about the
Getting
craziness.
that
of-
adrenaline pumped and
Exactly. It's like a thing like that. It happens inadvertently first,
right,
And they
just
just
go dumping loads everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. Me and
They're
Brett
like,
were kind of
wait a
in
minute.
a situation like that before.
Really?
Remember when we got stuck in that car and I got in that ranch? They had them dogs like running around.
Oh,
Would you have a
that
Cujo
was some,
situation?
That's some adrenaline right there.
we got time for this story. Forgot about that, Micah.
Remember that?
This is one of the
Love it.
hurricanes, a bad hurricane that hit Homa.
Okay. Is this Andrew?
And-
How long ago was this?
I was married.
This was over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
What's the other big hurricane?
It wasn't Katrina. This was after
Not Katrina.
After,
Was it
it was
Ida?
a big one though.
Rita?
I don't remember.
No, not
so many.
I don't know. It was one of the big hurricanes. Okay.
Jasmine?
So
I just made that one
my
up.
father-in-law forced me
I love this whole thing, by the way. I love the whole situation that happened behind all this. It's amazing.
I didn't want to evacuate.
Okay.
And he played the man card, and you're coming, boy.
Okay.
And because I was going to stay at my mom's house, where Micah was too. Like we were both going to stay there. Yeah, I think he convinced Micah too to come.
No, you did. You're like, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
I'm so glad you did.
You're like, dude, you're coming with me, dude.
I am so glad.
No, I'm not doing this by myself.
We go up to some spot in Mississippi where they have family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the family goes up there.
Mm.
Now my in-laws were from down the bayou, Louisiana. So we're from Houma, Louisiana, which is...
It's not exactly north.
Okay. Right.
You're a city boy.
So, yeah.
Compared to them.
So me and Micah, being from
boy.
Houma, oh, yeah, we get there and they're looking at us and they're like, oh, it's those city boys.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God.
They're
this
wearing
is going to be how it is.
Oh, it was rough,
and
man.
It was a trailer, and it was like 20 people or something. There was a lot of people there.
In a trailer?
We were just like sleeping in trucks, and
it was way out there too, like in the woods, like
way out in the woods. There was no leaving.
20 minutes out in the woods. The situation there was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You got to sleep on a mattress, but I had to sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if you remember this.
They had mice in their house?
No. They had a German Shepherd.
Yeah, it would chase the mice.
I remember at the time I used to smoke cigarettes, and everyone went to bed. I went outside to smoke, and came back in, and the German Shepherd was laying on the couch where I was supposed to sleep. And I walk up to him.
Nasty dog.
I walk up to the dog, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And he's like, run. And I was like, okay, all right. And I went and slept on the little love chair, curled up, and I was like, I'm not messing with this dog.
This
is his home, not mine.
Yeah.
You out. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, and things were uncomfortable. Like, they didn't like us. We didn't like them.
I mean, 20 people in a trailer, that's got to be horrific.
So not far, there was like some kind of church retreat, like out in the woods retreat or something. And it was like halfway built. And there was like a bunch of treehouse type things, and there's a big main lodge.
It was like a ranch too.
They
were gonna have animals there. You can like pet.
Yeah,
they had a
like
few.
A pond.
It was in construction too. It was like it wasn't fully built.
Yeah, it wasn't fully built.
They ran out of money.
Little duplexes and stuff like a retreat, and they weren't even fully developed.
Yeah. So we went there, like the pastor or whoever, whatever, said it was available. So me and Micah, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, my wife at the time, we all went there.
Uh-huh.
And it was huge. It was a huge lodge. Like I remember me and Micah were downstairs. You tell it, Micah, because you know it better. You remember this better than me, I think.
Okay. You want me to tell the whole thing?
Yeah, go for it.
All the details?
All the details. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't without entertainment because me and Brent used to smoke a lot back then, and
not cigarettes.
Not cigarettes.
Yeah.
So that was something that kind of got us through. But
we were smoking it up, dude.
Like big fatties, like huge.
Yeah, just
like for me, like that was Brent, as you said. Like for me, that was not my caliber, and I was just like, whoa. And so we a couple of nights we didn't go on the balcony and do it, and then he's like, well, let's go in the truck. It was like midnight or something.
I sense some paranoia.
Now it's coming back to me. Holy crap.
But the weird thing is, I don't know if like the owner wasn't truly there. I think he was there.
Yeah.
Because like we would go up to his room, like, because like
it was weird. You would hear things.
And like his television was on, the lights were on and stuff. Like kind of like someone was like living in there and stuff. And I think he was there just like hanging out. We just didn't know where he was at.
Right.
But one night we went to the truck, and we hotboxed up in the truck, and properly were
baked.
Lit. We were properly baked in. Brent was like, "Do you see that up there?"
Yeah, dude.
I was like, he was just like messing with me. I was like, no, I saw something out there like, moving around. I was like starting to kind of get freaked out. I was like, what the heck?
And then you're starting to get paranoid because you got the weed, starting to.
Oh yeah.
You're getting super paranoid.
It's kicking in.
Not even paranoid. I was scared.
And we're kind of far from the house too. Like
Paranoid.
Yeah, well, we're actually that far, but
no, it was far enough.
It was a pack of dogs, like wild dogs.
Wild dogs, dude.
What?
That were running around the ranch, and like Brent was like, "Oh, like look at their tails. They're like poking straight up. That means they're aggressive."
Yeah.
It was like they're aggressive and stuff. They're like barking and everything, and then they're like circling around the truck.
Yeah, they were circling around us. And, like Cujo, dude. There was like 4 Cujos.
What
so we were like,
the hell?
Yeah, it wasn't just one Cujo; it was 4.
Yeah,
and they were like growling and barking and stuff, and like then they were like run off like far, and so we didn't know where they were.
So we'd
like
be
they're
quiet.
Still out there.
We'd be quiet because dogs have super hearing.
Oh yeah.
And then like you'd go to like open the door, and then like he's run back to the car,
Pitch black, like
pitch
moon,
black. There's
no lights, there's no electricity.
Dude, do you have the keys to the truck?
We're in. Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the truck.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Turn the lights of the truck on so you can see.
We didn't want to wake. We didn't want people to know what we were doing.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
We're no good,
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. When the dogs show up, I would be screw it. I'm turning the truck on.
Well,
you know what? Until you live through it, Roby. Like you said.
Yeah, Brent was like, "I'm gonna go first," and I was like, "You can't just leave me behind." He straight up leaves me.
No, but we waited a while,
long, like an hour or two.
2 hours in the truck.
Like no air condition. I think we rolled the windows down a little bit.
No, but I remember like you were like, I knew it was serious because you were like. Like thinking hard, like
yeah, like trying to think of a solution.
yeah. I'm just sitting there like I don't know what to do.
Dude, it was probably like a bunch of like poodles, and you guys were so baked.
It wasn't.
You were so
They were like you could see their ribs, like they were hungry.
They were.
Were they like Doberman Pinschers? Maybe like
I don't know. They're big.
Were they black dogs?
It was nighttime. It was dark.
I don't know.
Okay.
I pictured them being brown in my head.
I think they were coyotes or wolves.
Okay.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. They weren't nice, dude. They
Okay.
weren't.
No.
They were not domesticated.
No. Okay. So they were wild dogs. They were wild dogs.
Totally
this was
wild
dogs.
The way they were moving around was like they were just passing through kind of thing, but they knew we were there.
They knew we were there.
They smelled the fear.
Oh, they smelled something for sure.
They were like, "What's this weed?" Dude, what you should have done is blown some of your smoke through a crack in the window at the dogs.
They all would have chilled out.
Get them baked,
yeah.
and then you just have a big party,
Yeah.
And I think you just wanted to go for it. Like you were like one at a time, though.
Yeah.
You would go first, though.
There's no strength in numbers here.
One at a time. You stay there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
You left me, and then like I was just like by myself in the truck, and I was just like, "Damn!" I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh! It ended up being like not even that big of a deal. Just like ran right to the door, and they didn't mess with us.
I think there was a moment too, though. Maybe this was with the owner in there, where we were on the balcony and we both got scared too.
Oh yeah, it was a little freaky.
There was you could hear things like. Really freaky.
Voices in the night.
Yeah.
There was someone there. It was like I was getting psycho vibes. Like he was looking at us through people or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holes in the wall.
For sure. Holes in the wall type situation.
Because he couldn't afford cameras, but he would just have holes in the wall. I think certain
doors were locked. If I remember right.
They were.
It was weird. It was a weird place.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I slept on the couch there too.
We both slept in the living room
in the ranch.
Me and you, yeah. I remember
you never met the owner.
Never even seen him.
No, we were only there maybe a day or two.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you know that they actually told them that we could go there?
Yeah, I know, right?
What if their family was just like playing trick on us, and we just like showed up at this place?
We don't know.
It's totally fine.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
They were, maybe. What if like their family was just like, you could just go there, He said,
"Do you remember the drive back?"
Oh,
when I had to take a crap so bad.
I was worried for you, dude. I was scared.
I don't think I crapped on myself. I made it, didn't I?
No, you made it, dude. But it was a struggle. It was
there was
like
a moment where because the traffic's insane. You're on a highway that's just not moving
because everybody's evacuated, but they're trying to get back.
Everyone's trying to get back at the same time.
A disaster.
And dude, it hits me bad. I think I made Micah drive.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Wow.
I was like, I was hot. I was stressed out for you because like
also
you were in
for
pain.
yourself because if he shits
I was trying.
himself,
I think I was
in the
smoking
car,
too to calm my stomach.
You've got to deal with the smell after.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you were.
It was painful. Yeah.
Yeah. What? So how old
I made
were
it
you?
though. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
How old were you at this point, B?
Ethan wasn't born yet, so that's 18 years ago.
Okay.
It was a long time. I
Wow.
have very fond memories of that though. Like even though it was crazy, but that's like also kind of awesome at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stories are awesome after.
It's
not
interesting.
during.
No.
It's interesting. I had the opportunity to film an interview with Coach Ed Ogeron, who used to be the coach of LSU Tigers.
Sweet.
That actually happened at the beginning of this week, and he was talking about the guy who was interviewing him asked him the question, do you have any regrets? Do you have any things that you would do differently if you could go back? And he said, no. He's got the gravelly Cajun accent. He's like, I tell my boys, like everything that happens to you, he's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, because he's like, when you're older, you only gonna remember the good times. Like even if it was a bad experience at the time,
it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story to tell, and also it turns into even if it was a horrible experience at the time, it turns into a good story to tell later.
Yeah.
And it becomes a positive memory instead of at the time when you guys were freaking paranoid and thought you were going to get killed by a pack of dogs. Mm-hmm. Now we're telling the story, and it's funny. It's almost,
right.
It's funny, and it's almost
and
comical
even
now.
in like traumatic situations, those stories can be used to help other people going through similar things. Right. So you're right. Yeah. That's an awesome way to look at it.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting. Like,
pretty good point.
Even the negative stuff that happens to us, given enough time, it becomes either a good story or that makes it a positive. That almost turns it into a positive thing, because you really just remember the good stuff about it. We survived. We didn't die. Dogs did not rip our flesh from our bodies, Yeah. And so,
I was waiting for one of those dogs to like jump up on the hood, and kind of like looking
sure
through the window.
No, I think one kind of did though. Like
they were
didn't it?
like
jump on the
paws
car.
up.
Their paws were up on the glass, and they were looking.
Yeah. You can hear like their claws kind of scraping on the side of the car a little bit. Like they were trying to like look inside the vehicle.
Trying to open the door.
Dude.
Oh man.
One of our friends, James, who was a guest on this podcast, actually was attacked by a dog a few years back, and ever since he has this very intense fear of dogs, which he never had before. And why would you?
Dog? It must have been a big dog.
It was a pit bull. It attacked him.
Oh.
He was running. It was at a job site, I think, and this guy, the neighbor or whatever, had pit bulls, and one of them took off after him. He started running, and he was trying to climb over a fence, and the pit bull latched onto his leg and bit into his calf.
Oh man!
God.
And dude, he sent me photos of his. It was bad. Like it was. Yeah, he had difficulty walking for a while. It was
Brent. We could have died.
It was not dogs, dude. Dogs don't play, man. Man's
they
best
go straight
friend
for the groin too every time.
Dude, could you imagine if like one of us died that night?
The first thing they start munching on.
It wouldn't have been as happy of a story to tell.
Like what if like they just tore me apart? Like you made it, but like they grabbed me and like ripped me limb from limb.
But I feel like
I'd run in there. I'd run in there and try to save you.
But I feel like B would tell the story and say like, if not for Micah's sacrifice,
that's right,
I would be gone too.
I wouldn't be here right now.
Like when I threw him into that pack of dogs.
I remember driving home and I crapped myself.
Yeah, that's true. You probably would have crapped yourself.
I would have crapped myself.
Yeah.
You would have, because you wouldn't have had the empathy, the motivation to not.
I
don't want Micah to have to deal with this smell.
That was a traumatic little moment.
That was traumatic. I think the crapping part was more traumatic than the dog part to me. Like I was freaking out a little bit.
It was rough,
for
but
you.
it was like a good 3 or 4 days of just not fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that gumbo they made?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they cooked like raccoon or something.
I think they cooked 2 gumbos, one for them and one for us.
Yeah,
because
it was like mystery meat. Because I remember them kind of like they're eating it,
or maybe it was
black too.
Yeah,
it was black. Supposed to be brown.
And I remember them like laughing and whispering.
Maybe they were kind of like snickering like in the corner.
The city
I
boys.
remember that.
Maybe they cooked one of the dogs, guys. I mean, come on.
Maybe
they had all this pack of wild dogs running around this neighborhood. I'm sure they.
Maybe.
We're just gonna cook up some Fido stew. So here's the thing. B told me that you guys were contemplating a spin-off show. Potentially.
We've been kind of talking about it for a little while.
I was just curious.
It's kind of more like brainstorming.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think we'll do this. Like Micah can be a recurring guest.
Sure.
Here.
Because I was trying to think of a cool name for you guys spin-off if and when it happens.
Yeah.
And all I came up with so far was Big Red's Boys. Which I don't think your mother would appreciate.
She does not like that nickname, dude.
I don't even know if I like the name.
She does not like it.
And then after the story you just said, with you guys 2 initials, it could just be BM.
Bowel movement?
Bowel movement
people could question, like, what does BM stand for? Just a giant BM.
Yeah, the BM podcast.
And then, because Brent's got all the Crone stories, and then,
Right, yeah.
But no, I was just, throwing that out there. I was just curious if you guys had talked about that at any length or...
Yeah. Not at length, but it's been little discussions here and there, and
nice.
Yeah, because I kind of...
I'm down for it.
I didn't kind of really have the setup. Yeah, now I do, but I was kind of working all that together, so now I'm kind of able to. Now we can actually talk about it more.
Yeah,
I'd keep doing this one. I wouldn't stop doing this one.
Oh no, yeah, we would still
both.
Yeah. I'd say the more the merrier, though. If anybody wants to jump into the introverse.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's anything you've ever really plugged. Have you? That you've turned the introverse into the introverse.
Well, yes. Originally, and it was for a variety of reasons. But yeah, when I came up with the idea, I was like, well, okay, let's say this for whatever reason. If this particular podcast, the original one, would stop for whatever reason. For example, this is the beginning of season 3, and you guys notice that Greg is not here with us.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that he has stepped back and decided not to be a regular part of the Introverse, and due to a lot of things going on and
life happens.
Yeah, very busy with other things, and so we were trying to decide what we were going to do going forward. And B and I were like, well, yeah, we're just going to go it alone, and then have occasional recurring guests to fill in the third spot.
I'll drop by whenever, man. Like, I'm available.
Yep. Yeah, so I think it's but yeah, anybody who wants to do a podcast, if they need any help, we're here. We're starting the Introverse Podcast Network.
Yep,
just a group of introverts talking it up, which is
cool.
Not the norm for us, but
not the norm.
Not the norm.
This is comfortable for me, though. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was great, guys. I love hearing you guys. That was a story I was not familiar with. I had not heard that story.
It's left my memory. It's so awesome reliving it.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot more that happened. Yeah. It was insane. That's all I can say.
It was a rough three or 4 days
one thing,
there.
On my end, being in a completely Brent had kind of a connection,
right?
Because family,
in-laws,
right? Because the in-laws,
I don't know any of these people.
But you were, you were
complete outsider, and there's people looking at me like I'm weird or something.
You're like the 21st wheel.
Yeah,
you're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, he's one of those city boys.
Total city boy vibe.
Let's feed him some puppy stew.
Get him some of that gumbo.
Oh man, that's crazy.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. Good time.
Good times. All right, guys.
We're almost at 300 followers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're cruising right along on YouTube.
I was following it today. and it was ticking up. Like
actually, the last time I checked,
it's at $2.99
right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go follow us, Micah. Have you followed us yet?
Oh, I need to. I can.
You could be the 300th.
You'll be 300
subscriber.
Yeah, I will. I'll do it. I'll start posting comments on there too.
Yeah, there we go. We need someone posting.
Let's drum up some business. Let's do it. All right, guys. This was another treat.
Yep, it was.
Appreciate Micah dropping in and guesting with us.
We're gonna get Holly on here too.
Yeah, Holly will. Holly's got a few weeks left of school, and then she will be free as a bird to guest.
Big Red does want to come and defend
Big Red does want to come and drop by as well. So,
Micah, did you see what I sent her for Mother's Day? A pack of Big Red gum, like a jumbo pack.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
Sorry, I'm not as talkative as last time. It's been a crazy couple of days.
No. It was the perfect amount. You chimed in. You told a great story, and I think it was
really good.
It was good. I'm actually gonna. Is anybody gonna say good game? We don't have a good game.
Yeah, let Micah close it out for us.
Closing it out.
Good game.
Heck yeah, City boy.
City boy. Thanks for listening to The Introverse. New episodes every Monday, wherever the podcasts roam. Catch us on our YouTube channel at Introverse Pod. The Introverse is a part of the Introverse Podcast Network.